What you have noticed in the process of, trying to mediate this gap, is that there seems to be a fundamental lack of trust.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yeah,
we
have
agree. I was going to say something. You also, ran for governorship candidate for the governorship position in Delta State. Yes. As someone who is aspiring to that office, and you already understand that there could be or there is a mutual or a strong lack of trust from the electorate towards. How would you advocate that the government begins to earn the trust of the people?
So we are working on that as well. We are encouraging government, please be specific about your promises and drive the implementation of those promises to the letter. So we do all that. Because the only way you can encourage a government or a leadership to keep their word is to first of all bring it to the limelight, let everybody know about it, so we can hold them responsible.
Why is this?
So that's why.
For instance,
hold on. That's why we're making these issues open. That's why we're pushing it up. We're pushing these issues, making it open. You say, okay, you have safety net. They are going to be palliatives. Please, can you be specific about it? Hold on. But the federal government, the President Goodluck Jonathan, has already given that responsibility to the National Economic Management Team, headed by Okonjo-Iweala. They are working out, tinkering on what these palliatives should be, these safety nets should be, and I believe in no time they will come up with specifics. So the only way you can hold government responsible and people responsible is to make any issue a public matter.
Malcolm, before you go on, Mr. Obanua, you said something earlier about fuel not being sold at 65 naira across the country, and I told you I bought fuel in the southeast for 65 naira. And you mentioned Olu specifically. This is a tweet from Ilobi Asika Ifi, who says, I just bought fuel in Olu this morning for 65 naira. 65 naira. So that goes contrary to what you said about fuel not being sold at 65 naira across the country.
Okay. And I can come up if I want to drive my argument, or somebody wants to puncture my argument. You can tell me you bought fuel at the Nigerian border somewhere in Borno State for 50 naira.
Plus, you said something about the Education Task Fund managing it very well. If they are managing it so well, why are we still having ASU asking for proper funding of the universities? They are asking for equipment to run the universities. Some universities are increasing school fees here and there just because they need money to run the institutions. And you said this fund is managed properly.
There's a process to
now we are back to process.
There are requirements to getting this money. It's just like getting grants. You don't wake up and say, give me money. Okay. But
talking about process.
No, hold on. About 2 months.
Removing fuel subsidy. Should there not be a proper process to removing fuel subsidy? Because if it is removed immediately, has it been considered the immediate impact on the people that you're supposed to be serving? Have you considered that?
The removal of fuel subsidy has been a process that's been ongoing in the last 10 years. You have to. This is not the first time attempts have been made at removing fuel subsidy, but we've always ended up with, okay, we just have a price hike and the subsidy is still there. Then the market forces catches up with that, and then the government begins to have issue. Then they come back to it again. So it's been happening. The process has taken too long. So it's time we hit the nail on. We hit the bullseye right now. Look, petrol is never going to be cheaper, because world oil and gas crude oil production is depleting every day by 5%. So the prices will always go up, and we'll get to a point that we cannot fund this anymore.
I want you to react to this, Mr. Obanua, because I really wish you can get to our Twitter page and see the barrage of questions and criticisms on your point. They say, well, you sound more government than the masses, and they want you to still tell them who exactly is your paymaster. That's what we have here on Twitter.
I don't have any paymaster. My interest is to see a well-governed environment, because look, I don't have dual citizenship. In other countries, there are countries you actually pay taxes for buying fuel. We're saying no. We're saying let's just remove the subsidy. You get what I'm saying? Why are people in other societies willing to pay taxes on buying fuel, because the money they would have spent on subsidies are spent on other areas of the economy that are more productive.
How long
in the
have
economy,
you been in existence with this mass interest project?
Mass interest project has been in existence for going to 1 year, about a year.
And they say, some are asking that you didn't talk about the bad roads. You never talked about electricity issue. How come you're just coming out with the fuel subsidy?
We've spoken about power.
Well, they're saying, because I think I'm just I'm privileged to read papers for the past 10 years non-stop, more than 5 papers.
In the last 1 year.
But we haven't seen anything on the front page like the fuel subsidy.
We've dealt on power. We always do,
but not the same way you did with the fuel subsidy.
This is the major issue right now. If you remove this fuel subsidy,
hold on. You say power wasn't the major issue.
No, it's major issue. But we deal with current issues. As in, this is the.
If we've been in existence for a year now, the power problem has been.
We have dealt with power. We have dealt with power, and we're still dealing with power. What we're saying is, if you save, just putting 300 billion in the power reform can change a lot. Just 300 billion out of the 1.3 billion.
Can I ask a question?
Then hold on. We're saying this 1.2 trillion. Just let's put this money. We're saying let's redirect it to where it will be more productive.
Agreed.
Where it can create jobs.
That's what you're saying.
Education.
Mr. Obanua, can I say something? Yes, that is what exactly your promo is saying. Let's redirect this. But the question is, what makes you confident? Yes. What gives you the extra confidence that the masses lack in the government? They get so sure that when this subsidy is finally taken off, it would actually go to this, projects that they're supposed to be going to.
That is what I'm saying. That the discussion today should be, okay, please, government, we want to hold you to account. Where and how are you going to redeploy this funds?
Why is your promo not reading that? I mean, it would have been a little more. I'm sorry, not trying to disparage whatever, whoever came up with the idea. But the thing is, it doesn't seem to capture both the people's side and the government side. This seems to be about the government. People, this is what the government has in mind. Can't you see exactly what the government has? If you open it,
there is actually 4 pages. If you go through the back, and the inner pages, you have all that.
But nothing, you have all that. What I'm saying is, nothing is directed from the people to the government. There is nothing that says, "Oh, government, this is what the people are saying." This is feedback to you.
It's all here.
This is what you have to do.
You have to read. You have to read in here, page 2. And inner pages is all in there. What you're saying is in there.
You want to be specific on your research, the respondents, the sex, age. Let's have a picture of who exactly is saying yes for subsidy and no for subsidy removal. Who are those? Who are your target audience?
Our target audience was is the working class. The working class, that's between 20 to 45 and above.
Did you look at the unemployed? How?
Yeah, they are the first people you get when you carry out survey.
Did they also say they like it, that they want to see it removed?
We gave them the options, of course. The questionnaire read that, look, would you prefer a situation where the subsidy removal is implemented, then this money redirected towards you getting employed in terms of funding your private enterprise. You want to set up a business like the UWIN project. Would you prefer a situation whereby you can benefit from that, or you also get trained for agricultural enterprise